Hello everyone and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. In today's material we'll be discussing tail movement and if cats have any control over that tail at all, or does it just move around at random? We all know the real answer, but we also must confess that it sure doesn't look like it at times. I know I've looked at my cats many times over the years and wondered just what the heck was going on. In all seriousness, this topic is a bit complex, certainly much more complex than one would probably assume. Cattails are pretty cool, and there's a lot involved in some seemingly basic movements. Before we begin, as always, let's take a look at our topic overview. Cats control their tails voluntarily. From the base to the tip, a cat's tail is a series of complex muscles, nerves, tendons, ligaments, and bones. This gives a cat full control over its movements, feelings, and positions. Cats use this to improve their balance, enhance their landings, help them run faster, and express emotions. Just like any body part, it can be susceptible to reflexes and involuntary movements. So, not only do cats control every single inch of their tail, the tail itself has a lot of responsibilities. The movements of a cat are, at least in part, aided by the tail. This is what makes things more interesting than meets the eye. Before we get rocking and rolling today, we thank you so much for watching. We value your time and we thank you ever so much for your support. It means everything. Now, let's get started. Now that we've established that cats do have full control over their tails, what all goes into this control and how complex is it really? Well, it's all about those muscles, nerves, ligaments, and tendons. The tail is connected to the spine and is comprised of roughly 18 to 23 vertebrae. 10% of a cat's body mass is located in the tail. In terms of the actual motion, 6 muscles are responsible. This allows a cat to curl their tail, wag it, twitch, and switch it back and forth. In our topic overview, we noted that more goes into this than meets the eye. One of those many aspects is sensory data. Cats can detect temperature changes through the tail, and the response time is almost instant. In many ways, the tail is almost like a second nose. It's very sensitive and keen to any changes in the environment. So, what else can cats do with their tail? What truly makes up the full control? And how can full control aid a feline in everyday activities? Well, it's really all about those critical body movements that are not reflex based. The first that we'll discuss is the ability to retain balance. The tail is the ultimate counterbalance tool. If a cat's weight shifts, especially in quick fashion, the tail will swing and rotate in the other direction to serve as a stabilizer. This is critical if a cat is in the midst of a chase or a hunt. The tail can keep the cat from falling when all 4 legs are in the process of making sharp cuts. Sort of like your favorite NFL running back putting on those stutter step moves. A cat's tail is also vital for balance support during a landing. Cats live to jump, and in many cases, jump to live. A smooth landing is essential, and having the tail work to maintain those important maneuvers and balancing postures can help to grant a feline a soft landing that is free of injury. Next up is speed. A cat's tail, when in rotation, can help a feline to realign both the hips and the legs, a rear end stabilizer, if you will. The tail can also serve to increase a cat's top speed, almost like a spoiler on a race car. This is especially true in larger cats, like the cheetah. The final critical control movement that we'll note today is possibly the most well known, and it's the body language. This is probably also why it's easy to think that cats don't have any control over their tails at all. Those things go everywhere and can almost take any shape. Even a wagging tail can mean angry, happy, excited, playful, and defensive, and that's just one emotion. If a cat is awake, that tail is doing some talking, even if the feline is verbally silent. Before we exit, we'll list a few notable involuntary movements. Those are dreaming during the REM cycle of sleep, injury, hanging tail, twitching, usually a nerve concern, and reactions to the environment. This is more along the lines of harsh temperature changes and also infection caused by a parasitic attack. If you are concerned about your cat's involuntary movements, especially if they appear to be perpetual with no signs of improvement, we do encourage you to contact your vet. The same is also true for the aforementioned injury concern. Muscle spasms can occur if some degree of damage has taken place. This is why it's critical that you should never pull a cat's tail under any circumstances. And if you have young children, educate them to avoid this behavior. While it can seem fun and cute, it can be very painful and potentially very damaging. And on that note, that will close things out for the video portion of our material. But if you'd like more information, a deeper dive into things, we do invite you to head on over to seniorcatwellness.com at the conclusion of this presentation. There you will find a highly detailed article all about feline tail movement, and we've written the article just for you, so please check it out. Are you currently watching us offsite? If so, please click the initial link in the description box below. Said link will take you to all of the important info. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.